To the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money. So please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. Also, don't get yourself scammed on Instagram. A lot of fake Instagrammers out there pretending to be me. So please, guys, be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want up to 15 free stocks, Moo is going to give you up to 15 free stocks when you open a new Moo brokerage account. When you put $100 in your new Moo brokerage account, they're going to give you 5 free stocks. If you put $1,000 in your new Moo brokerage account, they're going to give you 15 free stocks. There's a link down in the description box. Go check out that Moo link, guys. Go open up that Moo account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Wow. What a crazy, crazy, crazy day it's been. Joe Biden. Matter of fact, President Joe Biden has decided to drop out of the presidential race. My goodness. Now, I know people have been predicting this, but until you actually hear him say this, or rather the message that he gave to the American people. Now, I'm sure this week or next week he'll be addressing this issue, but for right now, guys, he's out. And he's endorsed his vice president, Kamala Harris. And of course, the markets tomorrow are going to go crazy. I don't know what the market is going to do. I don't know what stocks will do. But we have to be prepared either way, whatever the market does. We got to be prepared, right? So first of all, let's talk about exactly what happened with President Biden. Now, for you guys have been out of the loop, several weeks ago, we had a presidential debate between former President Trump, current President Biden, and current President Biden was showing signs of, seems like dementia, Alzheimer's, just not himself. Couldn't really, get sentences together and kind of forgetting his train of thought mid-sentence, and it just was a disaster. And again, guys, I'm not picking sides here. I'm just giving you my opinion and what I saw. I watched the whole debate, and he just was not himself. I don't know what was wrong with him, but he wasn't himself. And he was sort of confused at times. Of course, that sent off a firestorm of speculation, what was wrong with him. And people just couldn't understand what was going on. People were saying to themselves, golly, this couldn't have just came on this fast. Maybe he's been this way for years and no one told the American people. A lot of stuff was going around. Again, I'm not picking sides. I don't know what's wrong with the current president, but I do know today he has taken himself out of the running for president. He has decided to pull back, and it looks as though he's going to support Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, I believe it's next week, Democratic National Convention. It's either next week or the week after. I don't know exactly, but the Democratic National Convention is coming up. And at that convention is where they actually pick who is going to be running for president on the Democratic side. Now, right now, President Biden has most of the delegates. He has them, like 90-something% of them, a high 90%. Like 97% of the delegates are behind Biden. So here's the question. If Biden has endorsed Kamala Harris, will she get those 97, 95, 97% of the delegates, the Democratic delegates? Will she get them? We'll have to see, guys. Here's the kicker, though. I'm no politician. I don't get into politics, but when my money's involved, like it is now, because I got a lot of money in the stock market and I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow when the stock market opens. But we're going to talk about that in a second. Let's kind of figure out what's going on with President Biden. So it says President Joe Biden drops out of 2024 presidential race. Biden, after a 5-decade career, faced a reckoning over his age and his ability to defeat former President Trump. He endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris as his party faces a historic effort to replace him. Now, I can tell you this, guys. He may have endorsed her, but I'm not sure if the Democratic Party will endorse her. We'll have to see this week. This week coming, I think it's the Democratic National Convention this week. May be wrong, but let's read what the president actually put out on, I believe this is Twitter. Let's read this real quick. What he said. This is what he put out over Twitter, I believe. But let's take a look at it. It says, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Now, this is what the president put on, I believe it's Twitter. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and expanding affordable health care to a record number of Americans. We've provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances, passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, appointed the first African-American woman to the Supreme Court, and passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We protected and preserved our democracy, and we've revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down. Wow, that is crazy. Let me just read that one more time, guys. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me reelected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do. We can do it together. We just have to remember we are the United States of America. Wow, that is mind-blowing right there, guys. I didn't see that one coming. Now, I know it's been swirling around that they were going to replace him, but then you see him do I don't know if it was 60 Minutes or it was CNBC, one of them. It might have been 60 Minutes. I don't know. One of these national news shows on TV did a sit down with him, and he didn't seem like he was quitting. He seemed like he was going to try to see this thing through. But I think, guys, at some point, I think he realized that he couldn't do another 4 years. So now he's going to focus on finishing up what is left of his term. And then somewhere in the near future, they're going to have to come up with a candidate to run against former President Trump. Will it be Kamala Harris? I don't know. I guess that'll be up to the delegates at the Democratic National Convention, I'm assuming. Right now, like I said, President Biden going into the convention, I believe he has around 97% of the delegates. Now, if he is blessing and saying, hey, I support and endorse Kamala Harris, here's the question. Will those delegates go to her? If they do, she'll probably be running against former President Trump, which will be something that's be historic, right? A woman of color running for president. I don't know what her background is, guys. I don't know. I don't know what her makeup is. Y'all can figure that one out. I don't know what her makeup is, but she is a woman of color. Let's say it that way, at least in my opinion. So, but that would be historic if it comes down to her and former President Trump. That's going to be historic, right? And we'll have to see how that unfolds over the next week or so, right? But here's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about what's going to happen tomorrow with the stock market, right? So let's dive into that a little bit. Let's see what some of the people in the financial world are saying right now, anticipating tomorrow. Here we go. Investors react to Biden pulling out of the presidential race. This is investors now. This is what the reaction is being right now, real time. Tomorrow could be, who knows? I don't even know what tomorrow gonna be, guys. Got a lot of money tied up in the stock market. We'll have to see. Let's see what these experts are saying. So here we go. New York. U.S. President Joe Biden ended his re-election campaign on Sunday after fellow Democrats lost faith in his mental. Now, I didn't say I lost faith in anything. I'm just telling you what the article is saying. In his mental acuity and ability to beat Donald Trump, leaving the presidential race in uncharted territory, right? So here are some comments from investors. Brian Jacobson, chief economist, Annex Wealth Management. This is a contest once again. If Biden stayed in, the odds would have increasingly tilted not only in favor of Trump winning, but of there being a Republican sweep. So basically what one of the investors is saying is, hey, this is a good thing that Biden's gone. Now all of a sudden you got a real race. And again, guys, this ain't me saying this. I'm telling you what people are thinking. It doesn't necessarily mean what I'm thinking. I'm just telling you what people are thinking, that now you get somebody that's 100% competent against somebody else that's 100% competent. So basically that's what this investor guy is saying, right? He's basically saying this is a contest once again. Prior to that, he thought it would be a landslide Trump's way, and then they would run the House and run the Senate. All three branches would be run by Republicans. That's what this guy is saying. That ain't what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what this gentleman is saying. This is a contest once again, according to this investor. If Biden stayed in, the odds would have increasingly tilted not only in favor of Trump winning, but of there being a Republican sweep. Now it's a race again. The Trump trade will likely take a breather as investors reassess the odds of the outcome. That means small caps, financials, energy, and crypto could see a little pullback. Let me read that one more time, because this channel is about investors and let's prepare ourselves for tomorrow, right? So here we go again. Let me just read that one more time so I'm clear on this. Now it's a race again. Trump trade will likely take a breather as investors reassess the odds of the outcome. That means small caps, financials, energy, and crypto could see a little pullback, but Trump still has the edge. Here's another investor, Jack McIntyre, portfolio manager, global fixed income, Brandywine Global Investment Management. Here's what he thinks. I think overall, this is going to be at least temporarily positive for the markets. Now, that makes me feel good. I hope it's positive. I hope it's positive seeing that now all of a sudden, okay, we're going to get somebody in here that can really run against Trump. And let's see how this thing pans out. So he's thinking overall, this is going to be at least temporarily positive for the markets. It's probably going to be a positive for the bond market eventually. But I think overall, this is going to be at least temporarily positive for the markets. It's probably going to be a positive for the bond market, especially given just where we are in the business cycle, and more importantly, where we are with growth and inflation. I suspect that if this moves us toward getting divided government, that is positive for the market. Jamie Cox, managing partner, Harris Financial Group, Richmond, Virginia. The question of who is going to be the nominee is going to re-enter investors' minds in a very big way. That's a big one, guys. That's going to be a big one for investors. So that's what we'll see tomorrow. However the market reacts, I think the market reacts as good news, because now the Democrats are going to bring somebody in here that can really run against Trump and make this a real race. I ain't got nothing against President Biden. I watched the whole debate. And like I said at the beginning, guys, in my opinion, there was something missing. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not picking sides. I have nothing against President Biden. I got nothing against President Trump. I just think if you're asking me from just a regular person watching the debate, something was missing with President Biden. That's my opinion. Nothing against him. I have no problems with him. I'm just telling you, and I'm not picking sides. I don't belong to a side. I'm not picking sides. I'm just telling you from a regular person looking at it, mid-sentence, he forget what he's saying. I mean, I've never seen that before in a presidential debate. I've never seen that before. And I don't watch a lot of them. I'm 56 years old. I've watched a lot of them. And I've never seen somebody just in the middle of the sentence, they just lose their place. So some of these investors are kind of echoing that. They're saying, hey, this may actually bring some energy to the market, because now all of a sudden you can go grab somebody from the Democratic side, put them up against the Republicans candidate, and let's go ahead and have a good race, right? So the question of who is going to be the nominee is going to re-enter investors' minds in a very big way. Markets are going to be terribly volatile until the Democrat nominee is known. So now he's saying until they nominate somebody and 100% get behind them, market's going to be volatile. So again, though, what we got to remember is market behavior or business performance. If things go haywire tomorrow, which it could go very well tomorrow. We don't know. But ultimately, what we got to think about as investors is it, let's say it goes the reverse way and it goes down. We got to ask ourselves, is that market behavior or is that business performance? I would probably say it would be market behavior. So in my case, I'm not going to panic sell when I already know it's not my companies. It's not my ETF. It's actually just the market reacting to this shock of President Biden deciding to step aside from the race. That's the shock. The unknown is, who do they put in his place? That's the unknown. Who do they put in his place? And until we know that, at least according to this investor, until we know who they put in his place, the markets will be volatile, right? Markets are going to be terribly volatile until the Democrat nominee is known. That will likely manifest itself through the dollar, creating volatility in fixed income and equities. Why is he saying that is going to manifest itself through the dollar? Because the dollar is the world's reserve currency, guys. A lot of countries depend on our dollar to settle their transactions. And if right now we don't know who is going to oppose President or former President Trump in this election, that's not good. People get nervous when a lot of money is on the line and they don't know certainties. People get nervous. They tend to pull back things and put them somewhere else until they get clarity. So could we see the market explode tomorrow? Sure. But could we see it implode? Yeah. Could we see a run down or a run up? Who knows? My guess is, this is my guess, initially, I don't think we'll see it sell off. But I think as the day progresses, if the market doesn't get some clarity on who this nominee is going to be, I think we'll see volatility. Because you got to get that nominee out there. Now, I know President Trump has said he's endorsing Kamala Harris. But will she get the endorsement of the rest of the Democrats? That's what you got to ask yourself. Will those 97% of Democratic delegates who belong to Biden right now, he was a surefire nominee for the Democrats, will that go over to Kamala Harris? Or will those 97% of delegates redirect and go to a different candidate? Like Gavin Newsom out of California. Again, I ain't got a dog in the fight. I'm just throwing that out because his name has been thrown out. There are several others. Now, if you listen to what people are saying about Kamala Harris, some like her, some don't. I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't really know her. I don't know anything about her. I just know she's the vice president. That's all I know. I don't know what her duties are. I don't know how well she's done in those duties over the last 3.5 years. I don't know. What I do know, though, is until they pick somebody, I don't see things, I see things volatile like this gentleman here is saying. I do see things being volatile. Now, again, though, maybe an opportunity for us to do what? Pick up some discounts. Get us some discounts tomorrow. How big the discounts are, we'll know very soon when the market opens. Matter of fact, you'll find out pre-market. Just go to the futures and pre-market. It'll tell you. You'll know by tomorrow morning, early, what's happening and what the market is feeling. I think the best thing the Democrats can do for the market, for America, is to find out who is going to replace President Biden. Is it going to be Kamala Harris? And are they ready to unanimously get behind her? The last thing they need is it's being split. She got, some of the delegates, and you got 3 or 4 other people with delegates that are increasing. That's the worst case scenario for them. They really got to get behind somebody and then be unanimous. That's the only way I think the markets stay intact and people don't freak out. I'm just giving you my opinion. Here's another person. Here's another expert. Gina Bovin, president of Bovin Wealth Management Group. Biden stepping down is a whole new level of political uncertainty. See, investors don't like uncertainty, guys. This is my only problem with this, because investors do not like uncertainty. They don't. They do not like. I would have been much better off if goodness gracious, at least he would have waited till they got to the doggone convention and you were already at the convention and then they popped this news on us. But you popped this news before the Democratic National Convention has even started? Oh my goodness. I just wish they would have waited and got into the convention and then settled this thing right at the convention and got a side of it and had a nominee, a unanimous nominee. The problem you run into, guys, if they can't get to a unanimous nominee, this is going to be trouble for us in the market. It's going to be trouble. It's going to be trouble for the dollar. It's going to be trouble for the entire country from a financial standpoint if we don't, not we, but if the Democrats don't figure out who their candidate is. And it better be somebody that can run against former President Trump. They got to find somebody that can hold up against former President Trump. Now, a lot of people think, hey, this Kamala Harris lady can do it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know anything about her other than she's the vice president, but we'll see. So Gina Bovin says, and she's the president of Bovin Wealth Management Group. She's saying, Biden stepping down is a whole new level of political uncertainty. This may be the catalyst for market volatility that is overdue. I don't know what this lady talking about. I don't need no market volatility. Listen, I want to buy the dip just like everybody else, but goodness gracious now. I'm saying we don't, listen. And the Fed was just getting ready to reduce rates. Everything was getting ready. Okay, here we go. Again, continuous bull market, period of correction, period of consolidation. At some point, they will get a nominee. At some point, they're going to pick somebody. And that nominee will step forward and we can get back to normal. Next week, it's going to be touchy though. So please understand what's getting ready to happen. Put your logical thinking cap on. Do not go into this thing tomorrow emotional, because if you do, you ain't going to sleep. Don't go in there emotional. Go in logical. Saying to yourself, okay, we're going to get some market behavior here. We're going to get some market volatility here. But as long as my companies are solid, I'm good. They'll come back. It's an opportunity for me to buy the dip if that's what I choose to do. But just please understand what's happening. Don't let all, because propaganda's coming now. It's already started in the media. The propaganda already, all you got to do is turn on your phone, YouTube, regular TV, radio. The propaganda already started. And guess what? The 1% love this, because what they want to do now is they really going to put fear in you now. So all I'm telling you is breathe, put your logical thinking cap on, ask yourself the two questions. I don't care what happens tomorrow. If that thing start going down rapidly, ask yourself the two questions. Is this market behavior that's driving this decrease in my assets, or is this business performance? I believe if it's not business performance, it comes back. That's what I believe. So for me, yes, I'm going to have to keep the logical thinking cap on all of next week and just ride this thing out. And if there's opportunity to buy the dip, I'm buying it, because I know this won't last long, guys. At some point, the Democrats will choose somebody and they will unite. They'll unite behind this person. They'll be united behind this person, whoever it is. I don't know who it is, but whoever they choose, they need to do it quick. Get this Democratic National Convention done. Get it quick. Get it done. Nominate somebody. Stand them up against President Trump, do a debate, and let's get this thing going. Because at the end of the day, we just need to be on the same page in this country. Right now, we're not. We just need to get there. So here's the thing. So we got some more folks. We got some more folks, some more investors. Rana O'Connell, head of market analysis. She works for a company called EMEA in Asia, StoneX, London. My instinctive reaction is that everything in the short term remains up in the air, vis-a-vis the Democrat nomination. Obviously, but it may well put some brakes on Trump locomotive. I don't know. Maybe it won't, right? I think Trump was loving the whole Biden thing. That gave him something to talk about, that riled up his base. Now, all of a sudden, you ain't got that no more. So now you got to go back to real grassroots campaigning, right? You can't use Biden anymore. And I'm not saying Trump did that. I'm just saying this is kind of what people are thinking. That was an easy victory. Now, all of a sudden, maybe not an easy victory. If they do unite behind Kamala Harris, she's a person of color. Who knows what people of color will do? Seeing her in a historic situation like this, the first woman potentially of color, of any color, that could potentially be the president. Now, we saw Hillary Clinton and Trump beat her. But the second time around, it's different because a lot of people didn't like Hillary Clinton, even in her own party. But man, you do know there's a lot of people don't like President Trump. There's a lot of people don't like President Biden. So if they introduce a woman of color and people can get behind this, who knows? This might be a pretty doggone hard opponent for President Trump. Biden was pretty much an easy opponent because, I mean, we knew something wasn't right there. He's 80-something years old, and we knew something wasn't right. I didn't know what was wrong. I just know it didn't look right to me. That's all I know. So at the end of the day, they got to come up with somebody according to what this particular analyst here, not analyst, but this investor is saying, that she's a head of market analysis for some investment firm. She's saying, my instinctive reaction is that everything in the short term remains up in the air, vis-a-vis the Democrat nomination. Obviously, but it may well put some brakes on the Trump locomotive. This is what she's saying. As far as risk off is concerned, tailwinds are stronger for gold purely on this basis. Then headwinds, some uncertainty been taken away by definition as per above. So what she's saying is gold is probably going to go to the roof, because of course when people get worried, especially with the dollar, people go to gold. A lot of people go to gold to kind of, protect themselves. They go to gold. So she's saying potentially, gold could probably get stronger. And to me, that means tailwinds are stronger for gold. That means gold has a chance of being pushed up, right? She's saying tailwinds are stronger for gold, right? So let's keep moving. At least it points to a stronger opposition, to which is what every democracy should strive. So now again, she's saying, hey, put somebody in there who can be a formidable opponent to former President Trump. Get Joe out of there, put somebody else in there, and let's let democracy run its course. So there you go, man. So that's what just a few investors are thinking, right? Man, that is just incredible to me that we're in a situation like we're in right now. And wow, we're going to have to see what exactly is going to happen here. Wow, I'm just blown away at this. Even though I knew they had to do something, guys. I didn't know it would be like this. even though I knew they had to do something. This is interesting right here, guys. Here's something that's interesting. Here's how stocks performed the last time a president ended a re-election bid in 1968. Here's what happened in the market. Stocks rose after LBJ's surprise announcement, but the market is already pricing in Biden's withdrawal. See what I'm saying? So now and this is coming from Market Watch. So Market Watch is saying the market is already priced in that Biden was going to step aside. It might be a shock to the American people. I don't even think it's a shock to the American people, really. I think if you watch that debate, you came away thinking, something ain't quite right. Not that, hey, like I said, I got nothing against President Biden. I got nothing against President Trump. I'm not picking sides here. I don't have a dog in the fight. All I'm telling you is if you were objectively looking at the debate and you're looking and he's forgetting stuff right in the mid-sentence. I mean, he just forget. He mumbled a lot. I don't know what any of that means. Maybe that was just a bad day. I don't know. I'm just telling you, he's no longer in the race anymore. He has decided to step aside. He's endorsing Kamala Harris. So according to this article right here, here's how stocks performed the last time a president ended a re-election bid. And this was in 1968. No one knows how the U.S. stock market will react if President Joe Biden withdraws from the 2024 presidential race. The only historical parallel to this is former President Lyndon B. Johnson's decision to withdraw from the 1968 presidential race, and the differences between then and now outweigh any analogy. Superficially, this historical parallel bodes well for stocks in the event that Biden does withdraw. LBJ withdrew from the 68 race on a Sunday, same thing, March 31, 1968. The next day, the S&P 500 SPY closed 2.5% higher. Will that be the case tomorrow? We will find out. Furthermore, Johnson's withdrawal came near the low point of the U.S. market in 1968. By the end of the year, the S&P 500 was 15.1% higher. Below the surface, however, there are numerous differences between 1968 and now that make it unlikely the market would react in the same way as it did then. Unlike the situation today, LBJ's withdrawal was a big surprise, according to Max Holland, an historian who is the author, editor, and co-author of 6 books largely focused on the 1960s. In an interview, Holland said that despite some superficial parallels between LBJ's withdrawal in 1968 and Joe Biden's potential withdrawal, because he's done it now, right? This article was 3 days ago. He has officially withdrawn. So Biden's withdrawal from this year's presidential race, there are profound differences. LBJ's withdrawal took most people outside of a small inner circle by surprise. Nobody saw it coming. He wasn't like declining in mental capacity or any of that kind of stuff, right? Didn't see it coming. A lot of people didn't see it coming. Basically, the larger American didn't see it coming. It was not widely speculated about in public or expected. By contrast, today, the clamor for Biden to cease his campaign is being conducted openly. So what they're saying here is people already been asking for him to step aside. People in his own party, people in general, everybody had comments, everybody doing videos on it, everybody on social media about it, everybody on mainstream media. He did a couple interviews. So a lot of folk was expecting him to step aside. So basically when LBJ stepped aside, nobody expected it other than a small group of people. It wasn't widely expected that he would step aside. It is widely expected that President Biden should step aside or would step aside or would be forced to step aside. So that's the big difference, right? So now they're telling you the market will react differently than in 1968. Holland's point is relevant because a core feature of efficient markets is that a widely anticipated event will already be reflected in stock prices. And because of that, the market will have little additional reaction if and when that event comes to pass. So basically, the market already got this written in, guys. They've already calculated this in. The market already knew at some point he had to step aside. It's a shock because he's been saying for weeks he wasn't going to step aside. And all of a sudden, poof, he is. But the market, according to what this gentleman's saying, has probably already got this priced in. So we may not see devastating news tomorrow in the market or a devastating slide or sell-off, right? We'll have to see though. Again, this is just an article, we'll have to see, right? So even if you could credit LBJ's announcement as the source of the S&P 500 big positive reaction, you couldn't conclude that the market would react in the same way today. It would be unfair to view LBJ's withdrawal as the sole source of the market's positive reaction. At the same time, as he announced his withdrawal, Johnson also announced a partial succession of U.S. bombing of North Vietnam, a policy that had been widely unpopular among many in the U.S. and the source of deep social divisions. It is possible to separate the impact of that announcement from LBJ's decision to withdraw. It was impossible to separate that impact of that announcement from LBJ's decision to withdraw. Another difference between 1968 and today has to do with stock market sentiment. I base this assertion on Investors' Intelligence Sentiment Index, which is the only sentiment measure I know of that dates back to the 1960s. The latest reading of that index prior to LBJ's announcement was that just 10.3% of monitored market timers were bullish, an extremely low percentage. According to contrarian analysis, widespread bearishness is a bullish sign. So it's possible to attribute the stock market's strong performance in the wake of LBJ's announcement to this contrarian reaction. However, today, bullish sentiment is at a close to all-time highs. So back in LBJ's 1968 step aside, it was a bearish sentiment, right? Bearish. In today's environment, we have a bullish sentiment, right? However, bullish sentiment is at close to all-time highs according to my firm's monitoring of stock market timers. In contrast to when LBJ withdrew in 68, current stock market sentiment constitutes stiff headwinds for the market going forward, blunting any positive reaction the market might otherwise have to Biden's withdrawal. The bottom line, Wall Street analysts love to quote Mark Twain's famous line that even though history doesn't repeat itself, it often rhymes. But in comparing LBJ to Biden in this case, there's not much history with which the market could rhyme. So there you go, man. There you go. And I tend to agree with that. I tend to agree right now we're in a bullish stance. Back then, he's saying they were in a bearish stance. The market was in a bearish stance. Today, we're in a bullish stance. We really are. Think about it. Even with the slide we've had last week, you still look at what the S&P has already done, basically 15% year-to-date ROI. Look at some of your big boy tech stocks, even with the sell-off last week, you still got NVIDIA over 140% year-to-date, even with the slide. They're still 140% year-to-date. So we're in a different place. And here's what I think. I think if the Democrats can get this thing together and pick somebody and get behind them, we're good. We're good. I also believe, just like this gentleman said, I believe the market is already priced in that Biden was going to be stepping aside. I think they knew it. I think the higher ups in the Democratic Party had already been publicly saying he got to step aside. When you start seeing that, guys, you know inevitably it's coming. It was just a shock to hear it. It was just a shock to hear it, right? So that's where we're at with that. But, geez, man, this is going to be something for us to continue to watch, guys. We got to be very, very diligent. We got to be very diligent tomorrow. What I'm going to do, here's what I plan on doing. I plan on getting myself up in the morning and looking at the futures and just seeing kind of what's coming. And then at 9:30 when the market opens, obviously I'm gonna be on it. Now tomorrow, I'm gonna start the live stream around 10 a.m. Not 10:30, it'll be 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. And by that time, I'll have a real handle on what's going on and how the market is reacting. Again, the market is all day, so it could come out in the morning a little sluggish. It could be unchanged. It could go up. We don't know. I tend to believe the market is already priced in this move, though. That's what I tend to believe. Now the problem you're going to run into, again, is the dollar. What will the world think? The global economy think? The dollar is the reserve currency. 90% of the transactions around the world settle in the dollar. Big boy transactions. I ain't talking about somebody going to the local market and buying some apples, not those transactions. I'm talking about like big boy transactions. They settle in the dollar. That is something that might be a little, can you see gold go up? Yeah. I can see the tailwinds getting behind gold. I can see gold rising, definitely. Because anytime you got uncertainty, people go to gold, right? A lot of people go to gold. They go buy gold or they put their money in gold or that's their safe haven. Especially anytime you think the dollar is going to take on a decline or pressure on the dollar, people will go over to gold. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going on out there. Let's take a look and see if we got anything else that we want to cover before we wrap this thing up. I'm just trying to see what else is happening here real time in the market that we can dive into. I think we've gotten a good understanding of what the market, and it makes sense to me. I mean, it makes perfect sense that the market is priced in President Biden stepping aside. When I really think about it, that makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense that they've priced in him stepping aside. So I think the market will, I don't think it'll be a major decline unless something else pops out tomorrow that nobody expected, right? Unless something else pops up that nobody expected. But I think investors, they believed that he was going to drop out. So I think we'll see, hopefully steady as she goes. Hopefully we see steady as she goes tomorrow. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping we see steady as she goes. Because, and then again, if we don't, then we don't. I buy the dip. I'll buy the dip. I just buy the dip. And I'll keep doing that until I believe it's not appropriate to buy it anymore. Again, long as it's not business performance, guys, I'm gonna buy the dip. So you got people on Reddit putting their 2 cents in. I tell you what, man, this is nuts. This is nuts. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what CNBC has to say. I'm just curious to what they got going here. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting tomorrow what happens. I think for Nvidia, I think we're going to be fine. Like I said, if Nvidia drops down to 110, anywhere in that territory, I'm buying more. Now, if it stays right around 117, 118, I'm not buying any. But if it drops down, this may be the push for me to get my additional 1,700 shares. If this thing drops down to anywhere in the 110 range, I'm in. I'm all in. I'll get the rest of my 1,700 shares and I'll be done. I'll be at 10,000 shares and I'll be done. But that's where I'm at right now. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes in the morning. I'll be paying close attention to it. I'll be paying close attention to it, and I hope you guys don't panic and don't worry. Don't psych yourself out tonight. I believe the market has already priced this thing in. Honestly, that's what I believe. So don't lose any sleep. Don't psych yourself out. Just be calm. Do what you normally do. Just make sure you say, hey, this is business performance or is this market behavior? If it's market behavior, that's what it sounds like to me, because all of this stuff is outside of the control of companies. Whether President Biden stepped aside or not and who they're going to replace him with, that's outside of the control of these companies and these ETFs that we're investing in. When something happens that they're in control of, then yeah, that's when we need to worry about them. But I'm not going to worry about Nvidia. I'm not going to worry about the Magnificent Seven right now. I'm not going to worry about my ETFs, because at this point, it's not business performance. Anything that happens to them tomorrow is strictly market manipulation or market behavior, which is out of their control. So the best thing for me as an investor, if I continue to believe in these companies, is buy the dip. Buy more. Remember what Warren Buffett said, right? Be greedy when others are fearful. Tomorrow is going to be a lot of fear, guys. It may be an opportunity for us to be greedy. It may be an opportunity for us to pick up really good assets at even deeper discounts than we saw last week. When others are fearful, that's when we got to be greedy. When others are greedy, that's when we be fearful. It makes sense. Those words from Warren Buffett make sense to me. Tomorrow, it's going to be a lot of fear in the streets. Who knows what could happen? Be ready, locked and loaded, ready to go shopping. Get your financial shopping cart out. Be ready to go shopping if it makes sense. Now, for those of you guys who don't have a brokerage account, get down to the description box. Click on my Moomoo link. Moomoo is going to give you up to 15 free stocks when you open a new Moomoo brokerage account. Now, we don't know what's going to happen next week, but if you're looking to buy paper assets to build your wealth and you're looking for discounts on some of your greatest companies and your greatest ETFs in America to multiply money, you need a brokerage account to be ready for that. Now, you may not do anything, but for those of you who want to be in a position, right now is the time where you should be opening up that brokerage account, clicking on that Moomoo link, open up your brokerage account, get you some money in there, get you up to 15 free stocks. 5 free stocks if you put $100 initially in your brokerage account. 15 free stocks if you initially put $1,000 in your brokerage account. Now you're ready to go. If the market does sell off tomorrow, and it's strictly market behavior, market manipulation, has nothing to do with business performance, it may be an opportunity for you to pick up some assets and hold those assets till they go back and trade at a premium. And we know in this continuous bull market, that's what they're going to do. As long as it's not business performance that's pushing the stock price down. As long as it's not that, history tells us they go back up in value. And that's how you build wealth. You buy low, you sell high. That's the fundamental way to build wealth through paper assets. Matter of fact, that's the fundamental way to build assets, period. Whether it be real estate, a business, whether it be stocks through paper assets, whether it be gold or silver, whether it be antiques, collectibles, and memorabilia, whatever. The goal is to buy it at a discount and sell it at a premium. That's the goal. But if you don't have a brokerage account and you ain't in a position to do that, you can't participate in this wealth transfer that's happening over the next 10 years. And tomorrow, there will be a lot of wealth transfer. The question is, will you participate in any of that transfer? Or will you sit this one out on the sideline and just be scared? I don't know. You got to make that decision. I can't make it for you. My job here is to present you with some information. And that's what I've done. I've presented you with some information. I've also told you how to put yourself in a position through the Moo brokerage app and get yourself up to 15 free stocks if you want to participate. If you do, get down in the description box. Click on that Moo link, get yourself signed up. If you also want to take it one step further and you want to go check out my new website, www.richardfain.net, second link down in the description box, go check out the website. I got 10 fantastic financial digital products that can help you get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Also, I have the fastest growing financial community on Patreon. So you can join through my website. Fastest growing financial community on Patreon. We've been in existence 3 months and we're getting close to 800 members already. It's moving. Why? Because people are looking for a community going the same direction they're going, which is financial freedom. They want to be a part of that. If you want to be a part of a financial community that's going towards financial freedom and is going to help you get there, join through the website, guys. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Do me a big favor, guys. Get yourself prepared for tomorrow, please. Take off your emotional thinking cap. Put on the logical thinking cap right now so that your mind is right for whatever happens tomorrow, because who knows what we're going to see. This thing could spiral out of control downward, or it could spiral out of control upward. We don't know. But either way, we got to be prepared to build wealth. We got to be prepared mentally. Either way this thing goes, we have to be prepared mentally if we're going to take advantage of whatever is happening. And again, I got no sides in this race. I'm just a guy who's a proud American, and I want to be able to provide for my family. I want to be able to provide for my lifestyle, and I want to pass on a financial legacy to my children. That's all I'm trying to do here. And I want, may the best candidate win. That's just the way it is. May the best candidate will win. Hopefully the Democrats put somebody up that can be a good opponent for former President Trump, and we can have a good race, and the best person wins. And the American people, technically the American people vote to pick the president, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole today. I won't go down that rabbit hole, right? Let's just pretend like we picked the president, and may the best man win, and the American people, may the best candidate win. Did I say the best man? It might be a woman and a man. Who knows? May the best candidate win, and the American people will make that decision, right? Let's go with that. We'll go with that, right? We'll go with the American people get to pick it. But please, guys, get yourself in position. Don't be afraid. Like I said, if you're brand new at this and you're just plugging in and you're trying to figure out, hey, what's going on? Here's my best advice to you. Plug into the YouTube channel on a daily basis. I got information coming every single day. Also, hey, if you don't have a brokerage account that you're comfortable using and you need to learn how to use it, I can send you some tutorial videos on the Moo brokerage account. So if you want to open that, put you some money in it, I can send you some training material through my website. All you got to do is go to my website, second link down the description box, and send me an email, and I can send you some training information to teach you how to use this brokerage app. Once you learn how to use the brokerage app, you already got your money in there because you want to get them 15 free stocks. You want up to 15 free stocks, so you're going to go ahead and put some money in your account so you can qualify to get that free wealth. That's just free wealth, guys. Those stocks can be valued anywhere from $2 to $2,000 a piece. A lady that's over in my private mentorship group, she got $2,000 worth of free stocks for signing up for Moo. Now, again, that don't mean you're going to get 2,000. That don't mean I'll get 2,000. That just means it's a random stock picking process. So when you sign up, you qualify by putting your deposit in, it's random. She got lucky, I guess. She got $2,000. At least that's what she told me. Listen, that's instant wealth she got, instant. For doing what? Making a decision to click on that link, get signed up, and now she's starting to buy paper assets. Now she's buying her own paper assets. She got the $2,000 of wealth from the good folks at Moo. That was just given wealth. And then she decided to take her money and start building her own wealth through paper assets. And that's the purpose of the app. The purpose of the app is to give you a convenient way to do fractional share trading. So every dime you got to invest is in an investment. That's fractional share trading. A great feature of that brokerage app. Also, you got automatic investing. You also got automatic investing of your dividends. You can do all of that through the Moo brokerage app, guys. So get down in the description box and click on that Moo link. Get yourself up to 15 free stocks. Don't delay. Act today. Well, thank you guys for checking in. I don't know what's going on, man. I know this story is going to be it's going to be it's going to continue to brew, and we'll see tomorrow. I know there's going to be some folks that are going to have a sleepless night. I'm not. I'm going to go to bed and go to sleep. I ain't going to worry about it because I know it's not business performance. Long as I know it's not business performance for my stocks and my ETFs, I can go to sleep. Now, if there was a problem with some report came out saying, hey, NVIDIA, 25% of its sales are gone because 2 of its giant customers put a stop on their orders, that's a problem. That's a business performance problem right there. If you see that headline, then yeah, I'm gonna be worried. But what's going on with Biden stepping aside, don't worry me. That's just gonna give me an opportunity potentially tomorrow to just pick up me some discounts. That's all that's gonna do. That's just gonna give me the ability tomorrow to just go shopping. And hopefully pick up my additional 1,700 shares of NVIDIA to round out my 10,000 share purchase. I'm copying Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi bought 10,000 shares of NVIDIA. I'm buying it too. I ain't selling till she said, no, I ain't gonna tell that lie. No, I will sell when it's the right time for me to sell. I ain't gonna copy Nancy on that one. Nancy, no. But I like Nancy's move, so I decided to make a big move too. Right? Put your money where your mouth is, right? Go big or go home. Big risk, big reward. I'm on that side of the fence with NVIDIA. So yeah, I'm optimistically cautious for tomorrow. When I get up in the morning, I'm gonna instantly take a look at what's going on with the market futures. And then from there at 9:30, boom, I'm on it. And then at 10 o'clock, I'm coming on live to share with y'all what's going on. So if you're in position tomorrow and you can, be available for the 10 a.m. Eastern time live. I'm starting about 30 minutes early because I got stuff I got to do that I got to do. And then in the afternoon, as a recap, to find out what actually happened all day, I'm going to do a second live stream just so that I can keep you guys abreast of what's going on. You can get it from a trusted source that you've been rocking with. And again, guys, I'm no expert here. I just look at the information. I give y'all's my opinion, and that's it. Ultimately, you got to figure out what you believe, and you got to figure out what you're going to do with your portfolio if things don't look well tomorrow. I'm just telling you, make sure you ask yourself those two questions. And typically when I ask myself those two questions and I determine it's not business performance, I'm fine. Okay, that's just market manipulation. That's the 1% doing what they do to make money. Oh, okay. That ain't got nothing to do with my companies or my ETFs. They'll be fine. And then I just go on with my day. So work yourself through that. Take yourself through that. Make sure that you just make sure you don't allow people to manipulate you tomorrow. That's all I'm saying. Make sure you don't let people manipulate you tomorrow, because there's going to be a lot of manipulation going around tomorrow. So please put on your logical thinking cap tomorrow. Matter of fact, put it on tonight before you go to bed. So when you wake up, it's on. Don't, just know it's not business performance. It's market manipulation. It's market behavior. Put on the logical thinking cap. And if things do go south, stocks go down, Nvidia goes down, Broadcom goes down, all the rest of the semis go down, Mag 7 go down, FTEC, SPLG, VU, VGT, QQQM, all of them go down. Just know it's market manipulation / market behavior, because there's no way the market could have just, everything in the market all of a sudden, no, it don't work that way. It don't work that way, right? Plus, we know we got momentum because we know the Fed is ready to lower rates. And if the economy does start slipping because of this issue of President Biden stepping aside, the Fed could lower rates July 31. They could lower rates immediately. They don't have to wait. So if they do see things starting to fall off the edge or go to the side of the cliff, the economy is inching to the cliff, they could immediately lower rates to stimulate the economy. So don't mark that out now. The Fed has the power to do that. They ain't got to go to Congress and ask them that. The Fed can lower the rates anytime they want to, guys. All they got to do is lower them. So just keep that. We got that ace up our sleeve, right? That's the ace up the sleeve. If the economy starts inching closer and closer to the cliff, the Fed can pull out that ace of spade, lower rates, and reel it right on back in to solid ground. So we still got that. Remember, we did that when the pandemic hit. Fed took interest rates to 0. So we can take interest rates to 0 if we need to save this thing. I don't think we got to do that, guys. I don't think that. I'm in agreement that the market is already priced in this with President Biden. I think the market already knew he had to move aside, because guess what? Big boy, big girl politicians on the Democratic side were already publicly saying he had to. You know doggone well they wouldn't have been out publicly talking like that unless they knew this was going to happen. And I think the market knew right then, yeah, this is already priced in. This is going to happen. No big deal when it happens. And I think that's what you got. So yeah, we'll see what's going on tomorrow. You guys know at 10 a.m. tomorrow, I will give you an update on what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking. I hope you guys have a rest of a wonderful Sunday. Try not to worry about this. Try to put the logical thinking cap on. Go on with the rest of your afternoon. And try and enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to try and enjoy mine. I'm going to get out here on my patio and get a little bit of fresh air, listen to a little bit of music, and then, get myself ready to go for tomorrow. And like I said, man, worst case scenario, it's an opportunity for me to buy some at a discount, man. If I can get Nvidia down to $110 a share, I can pick up my last 1,700 shares, and then I'm done. And then I'm going to go direct my focus on something else, right? So we'll see. For me, opportunity to go shopping potentially, or just an opportunity to observe and then give you guys my opinion on it. So appreciate y'all, man. Get down to that description box. Click on that Moomoo link. If you want up to 15 free stocks, click on the Moomoo link. Put $100 in, get 5 free stocks. Put $1,000 in, get 15 free stocks. Each one of those stocks could be worth from $2 to $2,000. Instant net worth increase, right? Instant net worth increase. So try that out. If you don't know how to use the brokerage app, once you sign up, send me an email through my website, www.richardfain.net. Let me know you've opened that Moomoo account, and I'm going to send you some tutorial videos that the good folks at Moomoo put together to teach you how to use the app to start making trades that eventually, hopefully, can build wealth for you, right? And then check out my website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box. Check out them digital products. Please consider joining the fastest growing financial community on Patreon through my website. There's a membership button or a join here button. Click on it and get yourself over to this fastest growing community on Patreon. We are having a good time. Matter of fact, when I get off of this live, I'm going to go to over to the club and see what everybody's up to. I know some people over there having discussion about what just happened to President Biden, stepping aside, and I'm going to get over there and join that conversation. If you guys want to get over and continue this conversation with us, join the mentorship club, and you're able to do that through the website. Also, if you want to, follow me on Instagram. There's an Instagram link down in the description box. Richard Fain Millionaire Mentor Instagram page. Give me a follow on Instagram if you don't mind. I would love to have you as part of the Instagram family. I'm starting to post a lot more on there, a lot of stuff on the cars, obviously financial stuff. I like just tie them all in together. I took the R8 out today, had a nice drive in the R8, and I did a nice little 60-second reel and put it up on Instagram just to let people know, hey man, whatever you want out of this life, you can have if you're willing to pay the financial price. So, hey man, if you want to follow me on Instagram, like I said, get yourself over to the Instagram page. It's right down in the description box, about halfway down. Click on that link. The only thing I will ask you to do is be careful of scammers sliding into your DMs, pretending to be me. I don't slide into people's DMs. So if anybody slide into your DM with this mug right here, telling you they me, they lying. They lying, especially when they go to asking you for money. That's the dead giveaway, right? Especially when they go to talking about, oh yeah, you want to send something over here for our for my website for the brokerage. That's all a lie. I don't even rock like that. Y'all know that. The only thing I talk about is what I talk about on this YouTube channel. I don't talk about nothing in private DMs that I don't talk about on this YouTube channel. So if you ain't heard me say it on the YouTube channel, it's a lie. So just be careful, man, out there. These thieves and these wolves in sheep clothing, they slick, man. They're crooks, they're criminals, they're scammers. Be careful. Be careful out there, guys. Well, all right, appreciate y'all. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Thoughts become things. See it in your mind, hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Peace.